Okay. Uh, welcome everybody. Look at this. All these like voices coming from the void actually belong to people. Isn't that crazy? There's actual real faces here.
Wow.
This is
Whoa!
I'm in shock. I haven't seen you guys' faces ever since we last met in season
Mhm.
2. It's been years.
It actually has been like 2 years since we've seen each other in person.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's
I
been 2
guess.
years.
When was the last
Yeah.
time?
Chicago. That was the last
Like,
time we were all
was
three
that
together.
was that 2 years ago? Jesus.
Yeah.
Just about, man.
That is
Yeah.
so we're like old and wise now.
Washed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, with we're all old and washed up and professional with these ASMR microphones we have here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
guys, funny story. Well, not funny story. Backstory on these microphones. Sam sent us these for Christmas. I thought that was so nice of him. Wait, Jack, did he send you it or did he only
Oh no, he just sent it to you. I had to buy this. What are you talking about? Wait, you got this for free? Are you fucking kidding me?
Shoot, I knew I shouldn't have said anything.
Ooh, that's tough.
No,
That's
but thank
tough.
you, Sam. It's a beautiful gift, and we are in. This is a new generation of Keep Your Torch Lit. Like beautiful audio quality. We have video. If you're listening to this on the audio feed, you should just pull up the Keep Your Torch Lit YouTube channel to see our beautiful faces.
True, true. Jack and Sam can work on
Absolutely.
their lighting a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
We're not
we really don't
professional
have.
vloggers. You know, we don't have the we don't have it down.
No,
Oh,
one day we'll learn from the best. We'll learn from the
Mhm.
best. One thing I was just thinking that's crazy is at the time that season 4 is when we first started doing this podcast. Like it's all come full
That's
circle.
true.
what do
Yeah.
you mean season? Oh, while season 4 was being
While
filmed?
Yeah,
while I was
yeah.
participating on season
Wait,
4.
No, it's yeah. It was literally we started filming season 4 in January of 2019, and that's right around when season 1 came out, and the four of us started Keep Your Torch. Four of us, the three of us started Keep Your Torch lit. So
aw.
I remember, yeah, during that like first week of the game, Jack was just starting, and we were like, Sarah was like, "Oh, let's do this podcast," and yeah, it's funny to now be talking about that 2 years later.
We are due for some life updates, guys.
Yep.
Let's start with Sam.
All right.
Where have
Yeah.
you
So
been?
where have I been? All over the place still. Um since season 3 KYTL, we have a little time jump here. That was back in like the fall, I think, and now it's spring. I don't know. Still COVID, still the same job. I actually just had my last day of work on Friday for my old job working as a contractor for Amazon, and have a little week off right now. Next week I start my first day full time with Amazon, but I'll be basically doing the same sort of things,
Woo!
lots of
Whoa.
traveling. But yeah, woohoo, fun stuff. Right now I'm living in
Yay!
Ann Arbor, and I'm probably gonna be moving in the summer, so that'd be a good time. Maybe I'll get a place that has some better lighting for recording videos. That'll be one of the prime things that I'm looking at for new apartments in Chicago. But until then, chilling in Ann Arbor, basically like an old person reliving the college days, talking about College Survivor, but it's fine.
Wow.
Good stuff.
What about you, Jack?
Um, Nothing too. I'm still living in Kansas City. Still, working from home. Software engineer. Just on that day-to-day grind. Um, I don't know.
Playing some
I've been
chess.
getting, I've been getting really into chess. I was telling them right before we started. Just like everybody else in the world, after Queen's Gambit, I've just gotten really into it. One of my friends down here is also really into it, so we play online a lot. But so if any Keep Your Torch Lit fans want to challenge me on chess.com or Lee Chess, my username is Jack Tiggs. Be happy to play an interview and kick your butt.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not really that good, but that's what I've been up to.
Nice. How about you,
That's
Sarah?
awesome. Well, I'm in San Francisco still, but I'm moving to San Diego end of April.
Whoa.
I have since the last season's podcast and moved apartments though, so this is not the apartment I was in the last season. What else? I've been busy doing YouTube stuff, busy just hanging with friends. Honestly, like I have the sad thing about leaving San Francisco is that do have a lot of friends here and I don't know anyone in San Diego, so I'm like kind of scared.
Yeah.
But it's fine because since I'm remote, I'm like might as well try out a new city while I can.
Yeah, might as
So,
well.
yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking of doing the same thing once my lease is up, trying something new.
Wait,
Knowing
Chad,
nobody.
come to Cali.
Yeah, maybe.
Seriously.
Well, I definitely want to come visit, especially like once it's more safe to do just fun travel.
Yeah.
I know I got my vaccine. Both of you got your vaccine?
I got my first
Or...
one.
Woo!
Still waiting. It's always booked. It's harder to get it in Michigan right now.
Yeah.
I need to get Jacksinated.
Jacksinated.
Get the Jacksine.
Yeah, it's nice living in Missouri because I could just drive out an hour from where I live, and just rural Missouri people aren't clamoring to get the vaccine. So I literally went to a Walmart in Warrensburg, Missouri, to
Wow.
get my vaccine.
Nice,
That's
nice.
It was so worth it. Yeah.
All right.
Right, I guess season 4.
Season
Well,
4.
I mean, I'm back. Like, I think we just kind of have to start with that. I mean, I think it was very hard, like even just recording the last like season, just knowing that, or even just recording like all these seasons, knowing that I'm going to be coming back again, and like trying not to like drop hints or anything like that. Like, oh, even just saying things like, oh, my first time playing, or blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, it was just it was kind of I don't know how much we want to go into like the whole like behind the scenes like production info of like how
I want to hear that because I forgot.
Yeah.
How do they tell you?
Yeah,
I forgot how we like picked and how we told them.
Yeah, I mean, I had just basically been super annoying ever since I got voted out, saying I need to play again, I need to play again, I need to play again. Please, Cooper, please, everybody, let me play again. And I think yeah, so I guess I don't know a ton of the actual like info because I was, at least a little bit removed because I had to be contacted by production. But I know that, at one point, me constantly badgering them got into the point where like, all right, we are thinking of actually having, a returnee season. Would you be interested? Obviously, like immediately, no, not even the second thought. I'm going to say yes. I know some people, have their one time on Survivor, and they do really well, they do poorly, or whatever. And they're like, okay, you know what, that was good. I had a good time, but I think I had my journey. I knew like even when I got voted out, like I did pretty well season 2, but I'm just like my journey isn't finished. I need to do this again. It's just so much fun. There's so much more that I want to do.
I remember the weird thing being that like so us three were so used to chatting about everything behind the scenes like season 3.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about all the cast members and everything, but then for 4 it had to just be me and Sam. Like we couldn't tell Jack anything. It was just different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
yeah,
then
like
yeah. And then I remember like when we were casting, Sam and I were like, oh, who do we think Jack is gonna like get along with or like try to align with? We were like making bets.
Yep. Oh, it's funny. Like one of the things I remember from back then was like, trying to make sure that like I think that there was like a thought that like there was a lot of seniors graduating that year that like really wanted to play again, and it was kind of like their last shot. So I remember like, yeah, like I think there's something where Ben was, even though he's a junior, he was going to be gone, traveling abroad the next year, and then like Eliza, Jack, and Matthew, all seniors. So I also think I think it's funny seeing a lot of the speculation on like the reasoning for choosing certain returnees and like why who the people are going to be. And it's funny that like a lot of it also came down to like who's a senior right now. From like from what I remember, at least from what I remember of the production thing. I think there's one point where Matthew, I think, texted me and Jack. He's like, "Hey, do you guys both want to play season 4?" And I was like, "I don't know if I do." I remember thinking too, is like if me and Jack both played again together, like what kind of target would be in our back, since everyone in production knew that like we were tight and like
Oh
had
my
worked together
God.
already. And I was like, so there's I feel like there's like a small handful of people that like names are tossed around for season 4, but yeah, Jack was definitely someone that like 100% was like going to do it like since the start. Like I think you and Matthew were two of the people that like you guys were going to do it, and then after that it was kind of looking at who else wants to play. Like Elisa's someone that like she definitely was like itching to get back out there too.
Yeah.
And I'm sure.
And at the
Yeah.
time, season 1 hadn't even come out yet, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really even knew, like, even though it was returnees, like the other cast members didn't really know who you guys were or how you played. I guess I guess like what was your strategy, Jack, going in, knowing that you had the returning player like label, but they didn't really know your game?
Yeah, I mean, like my biggest worry going in, just above all, was just being the first one out. Like I was so nervous about that, about like all this like excitement and hype and like preparation, and just to be the first one out. So yeah, I knew that it was going to be really weird to have to try to kind of bridge that gap when it's returnees versus newbies. And at the same time as this season started, you know um, there's also Survivor Michigan season 1, but there was also the real or CBS Survivor Edge of Extinction, which also had like a
Mm,
pretty similar format of the 4 returning players. So it was just like kind of funny how that was all happening at the same time. But yeah, I definitely went into it knowing that I would have a target on my back from day one, and I knew that like I had to try to make both like kind of play my like target down as much as I could, and if I was on a tribe with another person, maybe try to shift more like another returnee, then try to shift more of like the target onto them, and also just like as the first day make as many good connections as I can. Like don't even try to wait. Like make sure you have from the very get go like some good people.
yeah.
And I think both of those things the first week, I I was at least successful at that first week. Like I was Ben, kind of gave me the gift of talking about his Ben bomb at that no tie dinner. And I definitely, in private conversations definitely kind of played that up, and like, oh my god, like I know he said that, I can't believe like that he actually talked about that. Like that was such a big deal. We even have to make that whole rule about it in production. We changed the
Yeah.
rules of Survivor Michigan because of that Ben bomb. And then also I knew, yeah, and like you see in the episode, I remember my first season like it working super well. That me, Sam, and Maggie got into that car the first
Yeah.
day. So I'm like, I just want to repeat
You
that.
did
I'm
the
gonna play
same
similar to
thing
the same game.
with Megan
Yeah,
and Tom,
with
right?
Megan and Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. Speaking of the first day, let's jump into the first day. So everyone is split up by majors, right? Were there 4 meeting spots or
Mm-hmm.
was
Yep.
it 2? It was
Yeah, it was
4, right?
4.
Or
Okay. So I guess like so there was what? There was the arts and like acting. There's the computer science.
Yeah, like
What were the
engineering,
4?
like.
there's
Yeah, and engineering.
Mm-hmm.
And like the central campus groups. I guess
mm-hmm.
like let's talk about some standout characters. Or Jack, also I want to know your first impressions of some of these people if you remember.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like just to start off with that, it's just like instantly the first person that I met was Tom. And he like you see in the episode, his first like instinct is I want to start searching for the idol. Like okay, like
Oh
I
yeah.
mean,
Underneath
yeah,
the
sure, let's
tables, like
yeah underneath the tables and stuff like that. So like that was like as big of like a first impression as you can get. Like this kid is here to play. He's kind of he's out there, and he wants to. He's just like it seems like he's a big Survivor fan, and he like knows that clues are hidden in weird places even on like the first day. So
Yeah.
he was somebody I definitely wanted to like get on the good side of right away.
It's funny because he later said that his strategy was to be like more low key and to like leave off.
Tom and Loki are not those words don't really go well together.
so yeah. Also another or a kind of like a insider info thing about like the meeting spots and the different groups and how that all happened, because one of the things we see in the episode is like they have these 4 different meeting spots that they get combined into 2 tribes, North Campus and Central Campus. But one of the original idea for the theme of the season that kind of been talked about, and we would really get cast around this, was originally supposed to be a 20-person season with 4 tribes of 5, and each returnee was a captain of their tribe. So like, the arts, the engineering, the humanities, and whatever business, which with each fraternity being like a captain of them. And the idea was that like each, tribal council, all of the tribes would be like a tribe of 5, but the challenge is whatever 2 tribes lost would combine and vote somebody off. So you never knew exactly who you were going to tribal council with. But you always just had like your group of 5 from your major. And what ended up happening was we had so much issues scheduling tribal councils in season 3, because of certain people that were hard to schedule around, that like some of the production members were like very much pushing against having 20 cast members, and instead were like, no, we have to do 16. And then
Oh,
after that, the whole idea of having 4 tribes kind of fell apart because like no one wanted to do tribes of 4. So instead, like they're like, oh, let's just make it 2 tribes. But like because we had done the whole casting around this like 4 different, schools, they're like, well, let's at least have these meeting spots where they meet the people from their school, and then they just combine into it 2 bigger tribes later. So it is. I feel like if you watch the first like episode, it's a little bit confusing. Where like there's these 4 meeting spots, but then there's 2 tribes. Then like the returnees meet the new people, but then they like get removed and like come back again.
yeah.
But like there's a lot of behind the scenes kind of like funny stuff going on. But that's how we ended up with this theme of like North Campus versus Central Campus. Um, which I don't know. This is something funny I wanted to mention, but
Yeah,
um,
I remember I was terrified when like it was 4 people in my room and like there were, and then it's like, all right, now go down to go to the next thing. I'm like, oh my god, like is this actually gonna be 4 tribes of 4? Like I'm toast. If it's literally like going to tribal council with 4 people,
Yeah.
like it's so obvious to vote out the attorney in that situation. So I was crapping my pants.
so you met Jack. Then there was
Yeah.
Megan, who's smiling.
Yes.
Always got a
Smiley
smile.
Megan.
PhD.
I'm surprised people actually picked up on that really fast. Like in the comments,
Mm-hmm.
they like noticed that she smiles a lot. She's just a happy person.
She is.
Hmm. I mean, you do kind
But
So,
of like focus on it at one point. I feel like, and
oh
have that kind of
yeah,
like still image of her being like, yeah.
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 Ian did do that. Yeah.
Ben was like, yeah, like I had this like meeting with Megan, and she was just smiling the whole time, and it like made me nervous. Which
Mhm.
is funny. Um,
uh,
and Aaron, who is going to join a bunch of clubs and then not do them, but still put them on her resume. We'll see
Mhm.
how that strategy works out for her in episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel like as soon as Aaron walked in the room, my mind was already kind of thinking, okay, how do I put the target onto this person? Like, I didn't think it
Why?
was even just because she was the last person in, and I was like worried about this being like a very small tribe. I'm like, okay, like it, like already just kind of seemed like I was just like literally just like first instincts. I remember just being like, I'm not sure if me and her like have the same vibe or like I
Mm,
don't know match on that level. I'm like, I kind of feel good about Megan, just like literally just like base like first instincts. I'm like I just remember like her even just kind of like not being super into it, like even in that room. Like I feel like she was kind of like texting or something.
oh,
I just have kind of
Mm-hmm.
like an image in my mind, and like while me and like Megan and Tom were talking. So
I
like
think it
gotcha.
showed
I.
that in like the episode a little bit, where like
Mhm.
Aaron shows up, she's just like on her phone.
Erin has very surfer girl vibes. Like the way she talks is very like surfer girl in my opinion, or just
Mhm.
very like,
Peace,
yeah,
love, rocket
that's rad,
science.
dude.
Yeah.
um,
Well,
So
I don't know if I'm gonna get into this alright, but like, didn't you guys kind of think that me and Aaron would be like a pair that like we would be like that we would be like
yeah,
the new Jack
I
and
don't
Maggie?
know if I thought that, but I remember that being a thing. That's
I think
something
that's
people
something we
thought.
talked about during casting. Is like, oh, this somebody that on the engineering tribe, like you guys are both have like kind of the. I feel like you have a little bit of the surfer vibes, but only like in a different way.
But like
Yeah, only more
dorkier.
about music and chess and whatever
Yeah.
else. But yeah, it's funny that it's a thing when you're casting. You can have a good idea of what someone will be like, but you also really have no idea who's going to get along with who, and like
Hmm.
it's a complete crapshoot most of the time. But
Yeah,
it's definitely an
good luck with
eclectic
them.
group of engineering people in this first room.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then we go to
Jack,
the
Jack,
sorry.
I liked how you called Tom Austin Pace 2.0, and
Oh,
Austin got a little shout out.
of course, my boy Austin.
Mhm.
I have to shout him out. Yeah,
Um,
100%.
just like I think as even just like the episode go on, you start to see there are some differences between the two. But it's
oh
like
yeah,
at the
for
first like
sure.
surfer level, like somebody super hyper excited about Survivor and stuff. That's just immediately where my mind went to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
That's great.
room 2.
So
Also on your tribe, so we had Ben, very chaotic player in his first season.
Mm-hmm.
He's already like, I don't know, like I feel like he's trying to change this time around, but like his little Ben instincts still come out from time to time that he can't suppress, and it's really funny.
mhm.
I still love his confessionals; they're still very good.
They're
Oh
so
yeah,
good.
he's so great at confessionals.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Was
funny.
he the
Like,
first one there again? It was like Brady and Ben the first time in season 3, and I think it was
oh
the first
yeah,
Yeah.
time
you're right. And
in
this time it was
season
Ben and
2.
Katie.
Oh yeah, Katie. Okay. They like
Hmm.
vibed immediately.
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Which it must be Ben. It's, Ben. It's so funny how Jagger like I had the strategy of like showing up and making an alliance in a car with 3 people. Ben's strategy is show up first and make an alliance with the first person that I
yeah.
talk to. And it's funny how people kind of like go back to their initial like instincts of like
Yeah.
what to do.
Yeah.
Like what's worked for them in the past.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and
But no,
then
those.
Camila
Yep.
walks in. I really like Ben's confessional about her. I thought it was so funny. He was like so
Yeah.
mad that she was
I'm
like
supposed to
pretty.
be the hot one.
Um, and then who's the fourth one in that one? Was it
Nate.
Nate. Yeah.
Nate? Yes. Nate is a
Nate.
TikToker. That's his vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nader's
Was
gonna
TikTok a
Nate. Check
thing
him
back
out.
then? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it was like Musically back then,
Yeah.
probably.
Oh yeah.
Where like only like middle schoolers used it, and then it became cool at one point. But
I think some people thought that Nate and Jack looked kind of similar. I don't know why I remember that being a thing. Like slightly.
I kind
Like
of
your
see that.
face. Yeah.
yeah, maybe
Mhm.
slightly. Except for Jack, you're not. I don't think Jack is as hated. As apparently Nate claims to be.
Okay, I didn't know that Nate's confessionals were so sassy and savage.
Yeah,
For
Yeah.
some
no.
reason, I didn't know that until the
Mhm.
episode. He's like rolling his eyes every other second.
Oh yeah, he came right in there with just like being that super sassy character or whatever, and just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I hate everybody in this tribe.
I love how like Ben's initial like thing was like, and then Nate came in with his mac and cheese, just being super rude, and just like it's just
Yeah,
he
and
just
there's that, and
immediately became controversial.
I feel like this season there's like this really weird, like kind of people like knowing each other in different ways, and like yeah, and I kind of like Ben and Nate like kind of know each other, and it was
Oh
just like,
yeah.
and there was instantly just kind of like this weird energy between them, and then like um yeah, it just like, and especially like especially when we thought that it was gonna be like these like super small tribes, like I'm sure it was just like, oh my gosh, like how is this gonna like play out if like just like if these two we kind of have like a history or whatever, and like how is that tribe gonna play out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No, it
Okay.
is like yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I had nothing to add.
Oh. I was just gonna move on to the Central Campus tribes,
Hmm.
which I saw people comment that like it's unfair that all the like bigger quote unquote like bigger dudes got put on that tribe or whatever, because we had what, Dale Jackson, Matthew
Are you
Israel.
saying that I'm not big?
No, I was supposed to say Jack. I don't know why you weren't with them.
Yeah,
I ran
Jack
a
ran a
marathon
marathon
in
in Iceland.
Iceland.
Um,
Tom walked 500 miles.
It's
yeah,
true.
honestly, Tom is the biggest physical threat of the game,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah, literally.
if you need a small person to shove onto things. Remember when someone said that in um, which season was that? She was like, if you need a small person to shove into things, I can do that. I think he was Ghost Island.
Oh, that's funny. I
was
thought you were
thinking,
gonna. I thought
is
you were
that
talking about Survivor
Courtney Yates or
Michigan.
something?
No. Wait, what?
I was thinking like Courtney Yates,
Oh.
or just because I just remember her in China being just like, I just like the one image that comes to me is like her like so like scrawny on like
She's
hanging
so
onto that
small.
barrel. Yeah.
Oh, but the Tom, yeah, one of the things that Tom mentioned in his like application, was like, I don't know if this was, I think it was in the video. It wasn't included in the edit where he said, like, yeah, one day I was just like walking and I decided to see like how far can I walk? Like, can I walk to the ocean? And he just like walked like all day in like California, like whatever, 40, 50 miles until he got to the ocean. And then like his dad drove and like picked him up and he's like, I think it was just to show that like he one, he has endurance, he can walk a long time. Two, he is down to just do random ideas that he gets in his head.
Yeah.
I'm not
If he
sure. It's
puts
just
if
a
he
funny
puts his mind
story.
to it, yeah, he's gonna do anything, no matter how crazy it is. If he
Absolutely,
has in his mind that there's an idol in the very first room, he's gonna search for it.
he's gonna search
He's
for it.
gonna
He's
find
gonna
it.
do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So it'd be fun to watch and see what we see happens with Tom in the coming episodes. But yeah, Sarah, you mentioned the Central Campus tribes with all the strong people.
Yeah, so my question, so Jackson immediately comes off as his vibe is like he's egotistical a little bit, like that's like what he's portraying. Do you think him and Jeremy would have gotten along, or do you think they would have hated each other?
Ooh, that's tough. I could see them being total bros, but I can also see them like completely butting heads and being like,
Yeah.
no, like this dude thinks he's all that. Like my smile is 100 times more winning than his smile.
I could see them like in person pretending to get along
Yeah.
and acting really chill, but then
Like, oh
talking
my
shit
god,
behind.
dude, that's so cool. Yeah, let's go grab a beer, bro. Oh my god, yeah. That'd be awesome.
And then in
Fucking
their
hate his
confessional,
guts.
Jackson would use his lawyer skills to just like
Mhm.
completely frame Jeremy and just get it, remove
Yeah.
him from the situation.
How does Jackson feel about animals? Do we know? Does he love them? Hate them?
So he was talking to a squirrel.
It's true.
The squirrel didn't talk to him back though.
wow.
He's asking the squirrel where the idol was, and just no answer.
That's funny.
Yeah, Jackson.
We did have quite a few like grad students
Mm-hmm.
this season. So we had Megan, PhD, Jackson in the law school, and then Dale, who is Ross MBA. Shout out to my fellow Rosser.
Fellow Rossel. Matthew's like, I hope I don't end up
Dale's
with any Rossels in this tribe, and immediately cuts to like Dale with like Ross like on his chest.
That was good editing.
Yeah.
I love how so Dale decided to shave before the season so he didn't look like the old man. I mean, maybe Will should have taken a book out of the Dale rule book of how to look younger.
Will went for the grandpa vibes. He embraced it.
Yeah, he embraced. I mean, it worked out pretty well for him. I think people looked up to Grandpa Doctor Aerospace Engineer.
Yeah.
There's Grandpa Will and there's Daddy. Dale's the dad, even though he's younger. He actually is older than Will, but he did call himself Daddy in the episode.
Oh my gosh.
Daddy's
coming for y'all.
Oh gosh.
So that tribe
I feel like he's definitely the oldest person on Survivor Michigan so far, right?
I think so. He has young energy though.
He totally does.
Yeah.
He's like about 30.
He's a young soul.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's like married.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He has a
he's
wife.
the one person on the season who's married.
Mm-hmm. He has a wife. They've been together since high school. Fun fact, they're really cute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Check out their TikTok if you can find it.
Look, I just flipped the switch. I don't know nobody else.
So Ivy is the last one on this like humanity, on this like raw / business.
Didn't Ivy also know someone before? Was it Nate or was it Kat? Or
Nate and Ben.
it was Kat,
And
right?
Ben. No, yeah, because she was Ben's like orientation leader or
Oh
something.
yeah, so Ben knew
Yeah.
who she was. Or was it Nate? Yeah, but
She knows
Ivy
Nate
knew a
and
couple
Ben.
people as well. Yeah. And then Kat made it very vocal that she does not know anything about Survivor.
Yep.
She's definitely a big personality, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny like
Who
how
else is
quickly
there?
like Shannon formed such a strong opinion about Kat
Oh.
within
Oh, Shannon.
like she met her in that first room and immediately was like, I can't believe
She
she's
was like,
pretending to know
nope.
anything but yeah, she's just like, no, absolutely not. 5 seconds into meeting her.
Yeah.
Have
So
you guys
I
ever... Go ahead.
sorry, I just like I feel like Shannon's not the person for me who like I had no idea what her confessionals were like you know just like seeing her just I did not expect at all for her to just come out of the gates like so swinging hard for
Yeah.
Kat. Like but like Shannon had a great first episode, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. It's funny,
Yeah,
like you'd think that Kat and Shannon would get along because they're both like Kat's in RTC,
Mhm.
Shannon's in hockey. Like they're both pretty athletic. Like they're both like whatever
Yeah.
sophomores, I think.
More athletic people on this tribe, by the
Yeah.
way.
True.
It's
True.
literally
There are
just...
a lot of athletes on Toki Doki. But there's Shannon, Kat. Oh, Adam. Adam had a great intro too.
Mhm.
Adam. I love Adam.
Mm-hmm.
He also has great confessionals. There's a lot of
Oh,
sass
yeah.
this season for sure.
There is.
Yeah, I feel like but he has like a different, you know, flavor of sass than
Yeah.
like Nate or something. Like, you know, I feel
It's
like Nate
different.
just brings in like no, and like I'm not saying this in like a bad way, but Nate just kind of brings in like this like super just like negative energy, like, oh my god, like I hate everybody else. Everybody else is so, you know, blah blah blah. But like Adam kind of brings in like really kind of like fun, sassy. Like I love
Mhm.
both of them. Like don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I'm just like I feel like it's definitely like completely different vibes, like more kind of like a playful sort of thing. I feel like from Adam.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. He like introduces himself like, "Hi, I'm Adam, your resident homosexual."
Mhm.
Like Adam's just very he has a great sense of humor. And he has the thing, yeah, Nate and Adam, like obviously like through all this, like the sass is mainly people are hamming it up for the cameras. But I
Mhm.
think it's funny. They just have very different like styles, like senses of humor.
Yeah.
But like I love how Adam too. He was like, "Yeah, I'm a super fan. I'm going to create all these alliances and drop them all." Blah blah blah. Then he goes to them like, "I think I've seen like Micronesia like one season."
Micro.
Like he's like,
What was it?
like he's
What
like
is it?
pretending he can't
System?
pronounce it.
Micro system.
Micro,
Yeah.
Micronesia. Huh? Yeah. So
Which I feel
we'll
like A
see.
should be the first like red flag because I feel like people who aren't like if that's the one season they've seen, I feel like they would call it fans versus favorites. They wouldn't call it Micronesia. They'd be like, "Oh,
Oh,
that fans versus
interesting.
That's
favorite
true.
season
That's true.
with Parvati." That's what I would be thinking.
I bet
Like, I
Alicia
don't know
was
why
gonna
would
be
you
doing it.
wouldn't call it Micronesia. I feel like Micronesia is more what people refer to it online.
That's
You
true.
know?
That's true.
true.
Like on the Discord.
Mm-hmm. Shout out
It's
to
fun.
Discord.
Shout out to the Discord. It's funny how like Adam and Tom are both like super fans and coming into this game that like played it in very different ways. Where like Tom is like, let's search underneath the tables and find the idol clues. Like let's you know like he's like immediate. He's not trying to hide that he's a super fan. Whereas Adam's like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen one season maybe. Like it's two different approaches. We'll see how they turn out. You know, what's the
Mm-hmm.
correct approach if you're a super fan? Do you hide it? Do you show it out in the open or maybe somewhere in the middle? Like I feel like we're seeing two extremes, but
What do you think, Minsky?
yeah,
Aw.
whiskey has been summoned.
Yeah. I feel like both can be played to your advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's
Mhm.
you should have a good balance of knowledge.
Yeah. I feel like it can be kind of hard to hide it for a super long time. Like, I don't know. Even like in season 2, like I felt like I was a super fan back then, but even like looking back, I really hadn't seen that much Survivor. But I
Yeah.
still was like scared of people knowing that. But like I
Yeah.
like really quickly came out. I'm like, oh yeah, like seen a couple seasons. I've seen like 10 or so. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm super super into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But I
think
remember
too
just
is,
being like,
sorry.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I think I was like the same way. I was nervous at first, but once, like, I feel like me and you both realized we were both super fans. It was actually the kind of thing that bonded us together. Like, where if
Yeah,
you like
true.
realize like you both have a common interest, it's actually like a good thing. But you also don't want to like
And
your everyone's first impression to be like, oh, this person's way too into the game.
Yeah.
yeah,
What do you think,
also
Sarah?
pre-merge, pre-merge, a lot of people are like, oh, we should keep people who are more knowledgeable in just in case,
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, challenges or whatever. Like, they're gonna
Yeah.
help us out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like it can be a good way to make an alliance of somebody who's like less knowledgeable and be like, hey, like
Yeah.
I can kind of look out for you. Like I feel like that was kind of me and Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a way, I was like, hey, like I know more about this. Like let's definitely work together. I can like keep an eye out for you. Blah blah.
Yeah. Or like Nick and Mallory, same way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's even more so. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
I think because it's probably better in general to like to share it, which I think Adam does. Like he tells Kat, hey, actually, I do know about this game. She's like, well, good. Like I don't know anything. So like I don't know, maybe Adam and Kat, are they going to be the next Jack and Maggie / Nick and Mallory? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
So we
Are we
move.
missing anybody that we haven't talked about?
I think that's everybody. I mean,
the
there's the
cast?
returnees, but I feel like we already kind of talked about them.
Okay. All right. I guess first challenge and tribe names. We have
Oh,
Toki
God, tribe
Doki and El
names.
Norte.
Toki Doki's worst name ever in entire Michigan tribe history.
Toki. Who
Toki
came up with
Doki.
Who came up with El
Doki,
Norte again?
Foki,
Who was
Soki,
that?
Moki. Oh, I'm not sure. Wait, who did come
Was
up
it
with it?
Matthew? Was it actually
No.
Matthew?
No,
No, with El Norte. El
Oh,
Norte,
it's
I
still
think
Matthew.
it was probably somebody on El Norte.
Right? What? I feel like it's the kind of thing that, like, I don't know, somebody like, I feel like somebody pretty smart would be able to come up with that. I don't know. Someone that knows like Spanish, maybe.
Yeah.
Was it?
Alguien que hable un poco de español, no sé.
What?
Was it? Wait a sec.
Anyone could speak Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, north is actually it's norte in Spanish.
The North. El Norte.
Toki Doki.
It sounded like it was Ivy.
Oh.
Ivy, yeah, because she said that Tokidoki means sometimes in Japanese. Which I don't know why they would name a tribe after sometimes, but that was what she said.
Sometimes.
But you know, who would have thought that Matthew Israel would be right there, and he misses his chance to name another tribe. Jack
I
beat
knew
him
I
out
had to
on that
pounce
one.
on it.
know.
I had to pounce on it. I was just like instantly like, okay, North Campus, Norte, and like it's honestly a pretty dumb name too. But and everybody's just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, no, like, do you have anything better? I was kind of kidding, but okay.
I feel like El Norte is
that,
funny.
I guess.
I mean, I like that it actually like represents what your tribe is too. Like it has like meaning. Like Ohana, I like that it had meaning that like we took on the identity of like, oh yeah, like we're a family. Like I like that El Norte is like, oh, the identity
Except
is
for
like, yeah,
Noah.
like, we're the North Campus. Tokidoki, Poki Loki. You know.
Moki Soki.
Moki Soki. Buka Buka. And then Shannon, though, she going into that title sequence, she's very much not intimidated by a bunch of art students and engineering students. As their, big strong tribe is looking you guys over. And that's
we're speaking of the title sequence, that was like God. It gave me chills. I loved the slow-mo shots, and they were also consistent across the board, which I liked. And like just I feel like the video quality has been better this season in certain shots.
And like the slow-mo of like even like the returnees coming in.
Yeah.
Like I felt like that was so epic.
That was very like actual Survivor production vibes.
Yeah, stepping it up in season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love
Gets
it.
a little bit better every
Like
season.
we're always like, oh my god, it's so good, and then the next season we're like,
Like,
whoa, it got
so
even
much better.
better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah, lots of props to Ian for the way that he's improved his editing and learning things throughout all these years. Like it's just, I feel like it's definitely it's really getting close to the peak of like where of the potential, and it's like everything just every season just is it's just better,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the improvement. It's so fun to watch. Like yeah, that same sequence, like the title sequence, like the slow mo shots, like yeah, same. It gave me chills every time.
love
Yeah,
it.
and like, and I don't think you should downplay your own efforts, Sam. Like, I feel
Oh
like you've
yeah,
worked so hard on all the storyboards and stuff for the past few seasons. Like, I really feel
yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know, this is speaking from the outside, but it really seems like you and Ian and everybody else is kind of like by working together so much. I feel like you've really kind of gotten a good, um, balance and like knowing what to do and what works well and like how to work well with each other.
yeah.
Oh
But
yeah,
Sam, wasn't this your last season storyboarding, or are you also helping?
yeah. I've
Okay,
I've done some minor things for 5,
okay,
but 4 is the last one where yeah, I'm like very heavily involved with the storyboarding. Just finished storyboarding the last few episodes for the season, so um,
Well,
yeah,
dang,
no,
and you're
I will
so good
say
at
like
storyboarding.
yeah, I think that it's time to pass the
It's like
torch though.
honestly the most important thing.
It
mm-hmm.
is. I think that I feel
It's so
confident that we have
important.
people in the future that can do that though. There's some I want to give a huge shout out
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Mason, current production member. He actually storyboarded a few episodes of season 4, and they're very good. So he's learning how to do it. That's been great.
Nice.
And I think that's a big thing is like I've like after all these years, me and Ian have worked on this is our 3rd season now together, and like and just in the same way that Ian's like learned things and improved over time, like I have as well, and like that's kind of the thing of like knowing what things are important to show, what things aren't important, what's the most efficient way to do it, and every year it gets better, and just my big thing now is like passing
Yeah.
on whatever I all the things that I know so that the next people can do it, because as much as I love doing this stuff, it's also like you know time it just becomes time to pass on the torch at a certain point. But yeah, I'm really
Yeah, make
happy with
sure you keep the torch lit.
keep the torch lit. I also want to give a shout out to Richard, who is he's the one that like filmed season 4. He was like the director of photography for the season, and it was his idea to like bring in some of the professional grade equipment for getting those slow mo shots and that stuff. So all that stuff is courtesy of Richard. So kind of want to
Nice.
give him a shout out as well. But yeah, we have a great team, and that's one of the things that you'll see is like all the stuff, all the episodes that you guys see. The amount of man hours that go into just one episode has got to be insane. Just the total amount of people that are working on it and how much
Mhm.
time it takes up from each person, it's crazy. So there's a lot of people to thank, and the credits will show you all that. But Ian's the head guy at the top, doing the actual editing stuff. So got to give him props for what he's done.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
All right, do we want to talk about the challenge?
No, I don't want to talk about the challenge.
The pickle challenge? This was a weird challenge, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little confused. There was like some loopholes happening of the passing of the pickles.
Yeah,
oh,
you weren't supposed to find loopholes. Lucy told us that you were not supposed to find loopholes. And El Norte, we try to play by the book. We're not the strongest, we're not the fastest, but we'll play by the book. We'll be fair and honor and have integrity.
Aw.
But these Toki Lokis, they throw the rules in the air and they're like, we're supposed to throw these pickles. No, we're just gonna hand them off like torches,
Yeah, so
like
you're supposed to go
batons.
retrieve the pickles, then like
Hmm.
bring them over to the other side, then drink the juice, right? But they
Yeah.
brought like all the pickles over at the same time
and
and just
pass
like
them.
handed them, yeah,
Hmm.
instead of throwing, which was a big advantage,
It
honestly.
was. And honestly, we were just slow to adjust and like change that, and it was really frustrating. Just I feel like for me because like I felt like there's nothing I could do because the returnees had to be the ones at the end to drink the pickle
Hmm.
juice. So I
Right.
was just kind of sitting there and just
Oh, I
being
didn't
like,
know that. I didn't know the returnees had to drink the pickle juice.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So just
That's
I remember just like
hilarious.
sitting there and like feeling like I couldn't do anything except yell, and I
Yeah.
don't know if that helped at all.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Did you end up getting
Yeah.
to drink any pickle juice at the end?
Yeah. I think I, f- I definitely like feel like we started like we got at least to a point where we started drinking it, and I feel because I do remember actually um like Ben taking a first swig of it, and I'm taking a swig of
Hmm.
it, and he takes a swig of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna try to chug it. I don't want to give it back. Like I just wanted to see how much I can do on my own, but by then it was too late. And I
Oh,
do remember also just out of sort of like just some like sort of weird like honor thing. I'm like, I don't care that we lost. I'm gonna chug the rest of this pickle juice anyways to show my tribe how much I care. They shouldn't vote me out.
You're like coach,
Yeah.
honorable.
oh, that's
Yeah.
incredible. So you guys lose the challenge. Sad. Not even close. Even though Jack did, finish pickle juice. Good for him. Um. So.
And then doesn't Cat goes to grab the idol,
Oh
and people
yeah.
were like mad because she didn't do anything. They wanted Matthew to grab it or something.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, because she hasn't seen the show, so she doesn't know.
Yeah,
And Matthew
but then there's
really went.
always. Oh,
Sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like,
No, you
Matthew,
go.
by the way, he absolutely went hard chugging that pickle juice. It looked like Lisa was doing some too, but like Matthew just like I could just tell Matthew was also one of those people that was so terrified of being out first that I knew he was just like,
Yep.
I'm drinking this pickle juice. I'm not going home. Like, and then he did not grab the
Well,
idol
Yeah.
after the
Matthew's been
challenge
wanting to
though.
come back. Yeah, Matthew's been
Mhm.
wanting to come back since before the merge of the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I definitely feel like me and Matthew, out of the returnees, were like the ones with the most like I don't know, just like wanting to do it for so long. Like Eliza, like obviously she really, really wants. Like I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just
Yeah.
like she's just coming right after her
Right.
season, whereas
Hmm.
me and Matthew have been like waiting for a while. We've been involved. Um, and just like we've just been thinking about it a lot, and just like so
Yeah.
when we got out there, it's like for that first challenge, I think both of us were like really did not want to be the first one to go home. And like, obviously, none of us wanted to be the first one home. I'm just saying that, like, I think there's a difference between like playing like the last season, not having like a lot of time to really even like reflect on everything, versus, it's only been like a semester for me, but still, it was like a lot of just thinking. I guess it's been like almost a year at that point, but yeah.
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 It is crazy how like Eliza and Ben literally had like a couple of weeks from voting for Dylan to win the game. A few weeks later, they're playing Survivor again. Like it's a fast turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like you and Matthew had
Yeah.
like years of like, I'm sure Matthew is, and for all this time, had been thinking like, what am I gonna do when I play Survivor again? How am I gonna win? How am I gonna make the merge this time? It's just like I get to see his gears turning for all this time, like he, waiting to get
Mm-hmm.
back out there.
Yeah. So I guess like that first challenge, after it ends, everyone's always kind of like I don't want to leave the group. There's always that like awkwardness, and you guys decided to go to No Tie, right? Or where'd you guys
Yeah,
go?
yeah, no
No Tie.
time. Classic
Classic. I
Survivor
miss
place.
I miss No
I miss no
Tie.
time too.
Hmm.
It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and
Yeah,
that's where Ben decides to tell
Yeah,
everyone.
he drops his Ben bomb about the
Yeah.
Ben bomb.
And the reactions were so funny.
Mm-hmm. I just remember like thinking to myself like, oh my gosh, I hope he actually is about to talk. Oh my god, he is talking about this. Yes, I'm just gonna kind of sit back and let him dig his own grave a little bit. And like I don't know, just like it's definitely. I feel like for all of us, just as returnees, like it was like a really weird situation, like of how much to talk about our past seasons, because like we know that obviously only Matthew is the one that people are going to be watching him, but at the same time, like none of us returnees really trusted each other. I feel like enough to be like, oh, if I don't say this first, is Jack gonna in private tell these people, oh my
Oh,
god, like you guys know what Ben did last season?
yeah.
So like it was it was really tough. Like so part of me almost like doesn't fault him for wanting to be upfront about that. I don't know if literally the very first night in front of everybody. I think maybe you talk with
Yeah.
people that you want to be close with in an alliance one on one and be like, okay, this is kind of bad, but like I want you to know maybe even kind of like why I'm back, and like part of my like my history. Like, so I did kind of this bad thing, and I've learned a lot from it instead of just like kind of dropping it on everybody
Yeah.
that first thing, you know.
Would you have told people about it if he hadn't said it?
Um, Probably. I mean, I don't know if like that first night or anything, but I feel like definitely,
Down the
you know,
road.
people that I choose to be in alliance with, and
Mhm.
like to try to like, you know, want them to be more on my side than his side. I think I would bring that up eventually,
Yeah,
sooner rather
Yeah.
than later.
It does
that
seem
makes
like
sense.
Ben is very much like he does want to turn a new page and kind of like he even says it like it's time I want to rewrite my Survivor story. Like his big thing is like he wants to be a different player than before. He wants to get his redemption. And I think for him, maybe he doesn't completely know what that looks like yet because for him he's like, oh, it means I'll be honest with my tribe, which yeah, like you're saying, like I can see you telling people about your game, but doing it immediate, like on day one, like that's like everyone's first impression of you, you know. Like I think it was funny seeing all the reactions where Megan's like, "Well, that's not good," and Camila's like laughing at it. She's like, "That's so savage. I love that." It was funny seeing how
Mhm.
everyone kind of like perceived it differently, but like they all had pretty big reactions to it. Like it's just
Yeah.
you're just putting it all out there. Like that's the reason why Aaron was like,
Yeah.
I need to vote off Ben first. Like that dude's just whack.
Yeah, and like I definitely feel like me and Ben came in with like very different philosophies. Like I feel like he definitely wanted to go in and right wrongs and play nicer.
Hmm.
Whereas like I feel like I was coming in like I have that confessional kind of going off of
Oh yeah.
Sandra, last time I was mean, last time I wasn't that mean. I feel like, part of me I feel like I was almost like too trusting of people my first time,
Hmm.
and I just and I feel like I almost played like too safe, and especially with playing the idols and everything like that, like I got into just a place where I was just like almost playing not to lose. So I feel like I kind of came in more with the idea like I want to be a little like sneakier this time, and like I don't, who knows if I'm actually gonna like follow through on that, but like that's at least my idea coming into the game of being like, I think I need to play a little bit more thinking for myself and not like,
Yeah.
trying to right wrongs. I don't know.
Yeah,
No, that makes sense.
it makes sense too, given how your games ended. Where like Ben, his game ended with and kind of like very explosively with his Ben bomb thing, whereas like your game, it kind of was just like you trusted your allies a little bit too much, and then kind of just got like, you play
Mm-hmm.
obviously you played that idol at final seven that you didn't need to. Sarah took you out,
Yeah,
but like yeah, it kind of
that just
ended
kind
with
of
you
fizzled
like
out.
kind of fizzled
Yeah.
out. But I think yeah, maybe there's that whole idea of like you were like too loyal to your allies or weren't playing for yourself enough. So it makes sense how you guys are both coming into the game like kind of the one to correct your wrongs and like play a different way. Um, Speaking of that, like what were some of the things? Can you want to talk about some of the alliances you made in your tribe? That first
Yeah.
week, couple of
Yeah. So like like the first one we kind of talked about this already a little bit, but like I just wanted to get in a car with people at the end of the day. I wanted to have that thing, and I was like, okay, I kind of already liked Tom and Megan. Those are the people I've kind of even just had the ability to talk with like the most because there's just that time right in that room before Aaron came where I'm like kind of got it connected to both of them. So I'm like, and it kind of worked out just the way that the car rides worked. I don't even remember exactly how that all happened, but I was like, okay, if I end up in this car with Megan and Tom, I'm gonna be okay with it. Um, yeah, but then even after that, I don't know if it was like super clear on the timing or like I guess it like didn't really matter, but I'm pretty sure it was actually literally that night I also met up with Camila one on one.
Oh.
yeah,
And
yeah,
because I was just like, I need to have more options than even just like these two, and I just maybe it was probably just her flirting with me because I was a senior boy that she said that she liked senior boys or whatever, but I'm like even like I feel like I had a good connection with her out of kind of like the people from like the other half of the tribe if you want to think about it in like those kind of lines. So I was like, all right, after I get dropped off, I think I don't remember if I came back to North Campus or something like that, but we literally had a meeting that night and like also just kind of like went and just kind of like tried to connect and get a connection.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So you
Yeah,
definitely
you
had
also met with the returnees, right?
yeah. Oh yeah. And that's really, like, I really was just trying to get as much as I could. So like, I don't, is it kind of okay to talk about because like the returnees
yeah.
meeting like even before the season started?
No, go
Wait,
for it.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
some
Because
insider info.
yeah, that is some
Oh.
insider info on like the timeline. So we're pretty much able to pretty quickly figure out who the other returnees were. Like I think me and Matthew both kind of knew that we'd be playing, and then that Elisa's name was brought up, and I think Ben was the last person to kind of be finalized as a returnee. But I know like at least like a month before the season, like when it was all finalized, we through the grapevine, little bird told us or whatever, like we kind of knew that that we would be the 4 returnees. So we actually all met up that meeting that you see in the episode where like I think Matthew was like, "Oh my god, yeah, like that's the final 4. Like you don't even have to play the rest of the season." Just kidding, like obviously not. But that meeting I'm pretty sure happened before the season started. So I definitely like, and even like within that, I wanted to have like good relationships with the other returnees. So like over winter break, I remember I was texting Eliza a lot and like trying to build up that relationship because I was like, out of the other 3 people, Eliza is by far the person that I would trust the most. Like, Ben, do you even have to say like why I wouldn't want to like trust him? Like, you just going off Ben Bomb, and I knew just this like Matthew is like a very crafty person who would do anything. So I just felt like Eliza, just watching her play in season 3, as kind of part of production, that I would want to be with her. So I also definitely wanted to get something solidified with her. And like we
Yeah.
ended up being on different tribes, but like we still wanted to have a connection.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah, no, it definitely like seems like out of the 4 returnees, you were kind of in the middle in some ways, where it's like you have Ben on your tribe, and you guys have your bond. Even and it looks like Lisa and Ben obviously have a bit of a division. There's like you and Eliza that's shown as an alliance, and then like you and Matthew had also been like talking. So you definitely kind of
Mm-hmm.
you have a lot of relationships coming in this first episode with like both the returnees, then on your tribe with like one on one with Camila, then again trio with Megan and Tom. So it's like you were busy in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I said that I wanted to come in and make those connections week 1. Um, and I think at one point I almost was kind of like, am I going like too overboard? Am I making like too many connections with people where this is going to start to fall back on me? But I was just like, you know what, I'd rather have these connections with people having this target on my back as a returnee than not. So I'm going to keep doing this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, love that segment of you and Camila with all of her corn jokes.
Oh God,
Camila
yeah.
was so funny in this episode. Like I didn't even realize I saw someone pointed out that she has like a necklace that has her name on it. It's like it just says Camila. It's everything about her character. It reminds me a lot. She reminded me a lot of Lavana in this first episode of just like that
Mm-hmm.
kind of type of character, but like definitely her own thing. I just thought that she was very fun. She had a very like funny first episode with her basically her wanting to be the
Oh
survivor of
yeah.
Michigan poverty, but then having like no options because her tribe members are either gay or have a girlfriend or whatever. So it's funny.
Yeah. But I guess she still tried to flirt with me even though I had a girlfriend. So,
Oh yeah, you're like, I hope Kat does. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Yep. So should we move over to talking about some Toki Doki strategy?
Yeah, I don't want to make this all about me, so.
Oh, it's not all about you, Jack.
Toki Doki. Oh, let's talk about the idols.
Oh yeah, we didn't even really talk about even at the challenge about that they were the ones that
Yeah,
they just instantly went for the idol, both of the idol clues,
they took
which I think we were just
both.
asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, I loved the editing of like who. So it was like Matt went to look right, and then they like reverse
Oh,
time, and then it was like Jackson was like, no one could have gotten
Yeah.
it before me. Reverse, and then it's Dale.
then
I
the
love
Yeah.
that.
callback to Matthew in season 1 with the
Yeah.
amateur detective.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I love how he was like, I'm 95% confident here in this grassy knoll. And this next line is like, I've never even been to North Campus. It's like he knows nothing about North Campus, and he's like, "Oh, it's definitely here. Oh, it definitely has already been found."
No, my favorite like little editing thing was like I'm 90% and it showed on the screen 90%. No,
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
95. And like it had changed to 95. That was so good.
yeah. Oh, that was so great. I love. He talked about he was watching the fire festival with his girlfriend.
Mhm.
Really dates this episode. Those little.
Oh yeah, I know.
Might as well go for a 1 to 2 a.m. idol
Like
sketch.
God,
Right?
why
Yeah,
not?
and
But
Jackson.
I just love how much.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I feel like I'm talking this big game about coming here to play, and even like the other returnees are, but like Dale, I feel like really just came out of the gates like so hard, and like he actually was the one who was able to find that idol like very first day, which is even something that I idol hunter extraordinaire. I never found an idol on like the very first day.
Yeah,
He actually I talked a big game, but like he actually went out there and swooped up that first idol,
Yeah, he
and like
really did.
I thought Dale had a
And like
really
he
good
was
first.
smart. He was
Mhm.
smart because he was like Wolverine statue.
hmm
Like this makes a lot of sense.
yeah, Wolverine War. hmm
Yeah.
He had his
Um,
lantern.
yeah.
Old
And
man with the
then
lantern.
and then they decided to give the clue to Tom. And Tom wanted to make sure everyone was there for the
hmm
handoff. But that was such an awkward scene.
It's so funny. I saw
It
somebody
was so
compared it
awkward to
to
be
like
in.
West Side Story, like the Sharks and the Jets. Like everyone's just like the two gangs were just like staring each other down. Like I totally got that like vibe of like what was that like, Jack? It was like basically everyone from the entire game was like there, right?
Oh my god. Yeah, it was so awkward. I just remember like I remember going into it and just being like, this is very weird that we're doing this. Like, sorry, my microphone is being weird. I said I tried to plug it back in. Okay,
You're fun.
sorry. Yeah, so I just remember it being like so awkward. Like, why are we actually doing this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why do we have to all go for this? But also at the same time, I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. This is just we're all gonna be here. We're gonna be like West Side Story or whatever. Like, we're all, like, I just remember knowing that like I don't know, it was going to be a moment, and like we had to kind of like posture as a tribe that we were all super connected. We're like, even though I already kind of felt like maybe we weren't as much, but yeah.
uh, wait, did anyone on your tribe search for the idol? Because I don't think we saw any of that.
I feel like I probably
You
did,
definitely did.
knowing me, but like, yeah. I mean, I don't think we actually saw anything in the episode
Nah.
Probably it was
of any of
just
us
all
looking.
like
Yeah.
mindless searching.
hmm
Super vague clue.
Yeah, none of
Yeah,
us had a
basically.
lantern to find it.
That's what you need.
That's
You
the
just has
missing
a
piece.
missing piece is a lantern. And Daddy's coming for y'all.
Oh my
Winners win. And the best. What do you say? He had like all these really funny like little lines,
God.
hmm
like
He's
boom.
such a funny guy.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so Tom is basically he almost like spoiled the clue. Like I love Jackson's impression. Like, oh, it's just the opposite of theirs. Jackson. He basically. But yeah, I guess at that point you basically probably knew that their idol clue was on Central, or theirs is on North.
hmm
Was that because Aaron and Kat had like talked back and forth about what the clue was?
Yeah, I think something like that. I need to like go back and actually find exactly how it was, but I'm pretty sure it was through that.
So, yeah,
So I
I
think
think
I
there
remember
was
trying to get information from Eliza, and I don't think she was really being that upfront or anything about what exactly the clue was.
makes sense.
Yeah, and I guess going into like Norte's strategy, that Aaron Cat situation is really what like ended Aaron's game. Like,
Oh,
they didn't even try
100%.
to hide that they knew each other.
They did the opposite. They wanted to
Yeah.
make it seem like they were
Yeah.
closer
Yeah,
than they were.
and I think that's one of the things where it's just like not having a good grasp on the game itself. Where Aaron thought that it was an advantage to know someone on the other tribe. It's like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
more options for our tribe, and like, oh, I can get information from them, and that kind of thing. Versus like not understanding that people see it as like threatening to like know somebody on the other tribe.
And also week 1, you're just looking for any excuse to get rid of people because it's like nobody's really done anything that badly usually week 1.
Yeah.
So it's like anything you can latch onto, that's like what people use against you. Like Noah and his knee. Like it's like the small things sometimes.
Yeah, I was looking for that knee. Well, and actually, I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to I think there's actually the picture. I think was it Tom sent in the group me recently. Can we throw that in the episode?
Oh yeah, what was it?
Moment that all of us like you can there's a beautiful picture. Maybe I'll just pull it up right now and throw it up the camera. But there's this beautiful picture of the moment that in kind of like, because we had this actually just a little kind of insider info behind the scenes, whatever. Before, like in between when we all went into the room and outside, there was kind of like this kind of production meeting with the whole cast where they just went over the rules about searching for idols or voting people out, blah 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 blah. Setting up confessional meetings before the actual season started. So that's when kind of we were all actually in a room together, the whole 16 of us. So there's actually literally this moment of Kat and Aaron seeing each other and being like, "Oh my gosh, hey!" And you can literally see it in this picture, and you can see. I guess it probably just throw it into that, but like literally everybody, you can see everybody on El Norte is like looking right at that, and I remember this moment vividly in my mind, just looking at me like, "All right, she's first one out. They know each other. They have a connection. I'm gunning for her."
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Wait, this reminded me of something, Jack. There was also another really funny moment from that meeting, which unfortunately, like that stuff wasn't filmed. Nate got a really bad first impression because, like, when they asked for questions at the end, he was like, "Are you allowed to blackmail other people?"
I remember that.
And everyone's all immediately like, "Wow, like, okay, this kid's sketchy. Like, the game hasn't even started, and he's asking about blackmail."
It seemed like from the edit, you guys were making it seem like it was going to be Ben or Aaron, right? That was like what the split was between. But in reality, how likely was it that Ben would have gone home?
Like 0.01%. Like you guys actually, I feel like you did a pretty good job with what you had.
Yeah.
It was like, at least as far as I know, maybe there's some other stuff that I wasn't privy to, but as far as I know, it was like a slam dunk for Aaron going home. Because like she really, I feel like she kind of got into a hole immediately, and she didn't really do that much to get herself out of it. Like I feel like she almost kind of even just like resigned herself and like kind of knew.
Yeah.
Like I remember at one point her being like just making some sort of like half-hearted plea with us, or like we were just kind of like talking in a group. No, this is what it was. I remember we were kind of like talking in a group. It was me and Megan, her, maybe Tom, or like some other person. We were just kind of like walking maybe to tribal or something. And we're like, oh yeah, we should all like get ice cream after this or go ice cream. We're just like, well, I'm not gonna go ice with you guys once you vote me out. And we're all kind of like, we're not voting you out. What are you talking about? Like, yeah.
That's funny. Man, yeah, no, I think that she tried to bribe you guys with because this was a clip that was initially in the episode, and I think it ended up getting cut, where she was like, "If you guys keep me in the game, like I'll throw an ice cream and vodka party." And
that's what it was. That's what it was.
You're like, ice cream vodka is my favorite flavor. Yeah, some stupid comment like that. No, but I think that from watching the footage that I saw, it looked there was pretty much no chance Ben was gonna go home, but it was true that the Ben Bomb did sketch out some of the new people, and Megan was sketched out by Ben. I know that Tom already kind of was floating around the idea of returnees being very threatening. I think he said that in the episode, Jack is a big threat. Jack is one of the biggest threats in this entire game. He said that immediately after meeting you. So I think that some of the new players were sketched out by Ben. Nate and Camille have this conversation. They were talking about it. I think that none of them really wanted to rock the boat that early, and like Erin had also like really separated herself with the whole like knowing Cat thing. But like I think that it definitely was like some skepticism by all the new players, mostly because of the Ben bomb. Just there was just not a chance he was going to get voted out because
No,
of it
that makes
though.
sense.
Yeah.
Like they were too. It was just like
Yeah,
very
and
shocking of a move to do that in the first tribal council.
And I know I feel like I probably didn't want Ben to go home the first tribal council because like once one fraternity goes, it could very quickly be the next fraternity is the next one out.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he's a good meat shield.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, and that's a big thing too, like having Jack protecting Ben because you already had these like relationships with Camila, Tom, and Megan that like right in the first day where it's like you guys and Ben are already 5 out of 8. Like it's just would be very hard for anyone to get numbers against Ben. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Erin really did not have a lot.
Do you want to talk about
options.
tribal?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I really liked Erin's outfit at tribal. She is a fashion icon from the one episode she was in.
For sure.
Fashion
icon.
Okay,
for some reason, like the voting confessionals just looked really legit this season. Like the paper was on point. I really liked how the credits played, and then you like showed everyone's like what they said. I just like that whole thing was really legit looking, and I was a fan. So I like the setup, even though the smoke, like the actual bonfire pit of season 3 was a really aesthetically pleasing, but it was like too cold to do anything.
It's tough to move on from that.
It was the polar vortex.
Yeah. No, I loved Tom's voting confessional for Erin, where he just like spoke the whole thing in Spanish.
I was like, what is going on?
He has his whole thing about the Triple Alliance in South America and giving everyone like a country that they are. Like, I love that little gag.
Yeah, I don't know. Did he ever like bring that up like to me? I don't remember that at all. Like that was something that was just I had no idea about that. Tom thought of it as like this South American thing. Maybe he did at one point. I just kind of like, okay, yeah, sure, or whatever. But I had no memory of that.
I mean, you have yourself to thank for naming the tribe El Norte.
Yeah,
he just has like this Spanish theme on his mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Erin pretty unceremoniously voted off 7-1. I think that she, like you said, Jack, like kind of didn't want to be there that much anyways. Like she didn't seem super upset about being voted off. She's kind of just like, okay, whatever. I'm not going to talk to these people again. Peace out, kind of thing. I love that little thing at the end where she's like, what would you have to do to not want these people to talk to you again? Then she's just like, I'm never talking to these people again.
Should we do our eulogy for Erin?
Yeah, we shall.
All right, cue the music.
Yeah, exactly.
Erin. Well, our Alpha Gamma Delta, one of our Alpha Gamma Deltas on the season, a fashion icon for sure, had a lot of potential. I think. Well, I think if she had wanted to play more, she had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
I mean, she was definitely cast for a reason.
Yeah, for sure.
I felt like she was definitely like a very funny cast member. Like she had really funny confessionals. It seemed like the audience was like, oh wow, like she was really, I like bummed that she went home. She was funny. She definitely didn't really seem to know much about the game or have like the same competitive drive as most of their tribe mates did. But she would have been funny to stick around, even just for her like waving around a knife confessionals while eating Nutella, all that kind of stuff. She had some funny quips about Nate and about Megan, different people. But I think she just didn't know that enough about the game. Like the whole thinking that it was a good idea to I think I got them fooled. I think that they think I'm pretty close with Kat. Like that whole thing was just not great.
Just like, especially in the context of like Survivor Michigan history, where like there's been so much drama about people secretly knowing each other. Like, first season obviously is a huge part of it with the two Alexes. just someone coming in with the exact opposite strategy is it's bold, and didn't completely work out, but we're trying new strategies. Gotta give her respect for that.
I like how she was trying
Mhm.
though. Like that was her strategy.
Yeah.
Like at least she did have one.
Yeah.
Whereas like she could have just like not participated at all, like didn't talk to anyone, like didn't film any confessionals. But she at least like did put some effort into it, and I appreciate that.
I can see an alternate universe where like maybe she doesn't go out of tribal council first, or like maybe she's safe for a few tribals, and like she kind of slowly starts to pick up on the game if somebody like reaches out to her and like starts like getting her into it. Like I feel like she is at the very least. I mean, well, I guess this is like pretty big upside because Mallory won the game. But I was going to say like she is Mallory, almost upside of somebody able to like pick up the game on the fly, or if not Mallory, maybe like Lucy type person.
Jessie.
Yeah, Jessie.
Yeah.
Should we place Aaron in the pantheon of first boot? I still think, is it first boots or is it 16th place? That's the first. I was just thinking about this.
Oh,
this is a
yeah.
16-person season.
I say first boot.
Yeah.
Or we could do both. Or maybe starting next week it's 15 places.
Yeah.
But I feel like first boot is like a special distinction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
We should rank her against the first boots.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sarah Gallagher, Noah Gershwin, Richard, and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would put her. I think I would still put Sarah first for sure.
Definitely.
Just because I really think she got super unlucky.
She did.
I feel like Aaron's got to be 4 or 3.
I think that she's probably gonna be last.
Yeah.
4, just because she like went out of her way to cause the reason why she went home.
Yeah.
So did Richard though.
But I feel like Richard really wanted to stay in the game.
Knew the game.
Yeah.
Like really wanted to stay in the game. Yeah. He's on a 6-person tribe.
Yeah.
And so I think we ended up deciding that Richard was second and then Noah was third, just because like Richard was on a smaller tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And he also like he got himself into a majority, just kind of like overplayed his game a little bit, because Austin was originally going to be going home. And then he kind of like got caught like trying to play both sides, versus like Noah just was never in the majority. He left the state for a few days. Like that's not great.
Yeah.
So I get plus like Noah,
but like you see, I feel like Noah, if he's safe the first week, he comes back. He's really into Survivor. He's met Parvati. I feel like he's at least going to start making that effort more than Aaron.
Yeah.
I agree. No, for sure.
Noah had a much better grasp of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also like it's not like anyone. It's like Noah. He went away for the weekend and he had this knee thing. But besides,
what knee thing? What are you talking about, Sarah?
But like honestly, besides that, it's not like he really did anything wrong. I guess he rubbed some people the wrong way a little bit, but yeah, I think he could have done better going forward if he had survived.
Yeah, honestly, there's nothing as bad as even just that one moment of Kat and Aaron, in the pre-production whatever meeting. It's kind of funny because like that's not shown because it's obviously, I don't know, that probably wasn't even recorded. Well, I guess if there's a picture of it, it must have been recorded in some way, but like I really feel like that exact moment is what sealed her downfall.
Yep.
It was before the game even really started.
Yep. And her strategy, even though she did have a strategy, her strategy was actively making her game worse. Whereas I don't think Noah had a strategy that was making his game worse. He was kind of like, had to get back with his girlfriend in California, SMH.
He's at least trying to call in. He was trying to call in to our thing at Charlie's.
Yep.
And texting, trying to make the guys alliance or whatever. Yeah, Noah was trying.
Yeah, he did. He did try. So
and even at Tribal, he was going up to him and like working.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That's the first time I know we talked about this a lot 2 seasons ago, but like
Okay.
So,
all right. Do we want to end off with a little social media segment by addressing some YouTube comments?
Yeah.
I love the YouTube comments. Well, for the most part, unless they're mean.
True.
But even then, it's interesting sometimes.
Yep.
Okay, top comment right now, at least for me. So much of this season's cast is so attractive. Like, where are y'all casting these actual supermodels? That is Disaster Prince.
Wow. First of all, I'm
That's
honored.
funny.
You know.
Yeah, Jack, you're a supermodel.
Yeah. I mean, they said it, not me. So. I don't know. I still feel like season 2 is more attractive. I mean, look at us as a whole. I mean, I guess you have me in both, but
I feel like Survivor Michigan in general.
that's true.
Maybe we're just being egotistical.
We're so egotistical.
We really are.
Should we be making like a spreadsheet of how attractive everybody is, just like alpha feed?
So bad.
Okay, let's rank the hottest first boot in order. No, completely kidding.
Yeah.
You're only gonna get recruited in our club if you're a certain amount of attract. Oh wait, no, wrong club. Sorry, that was alpha.
Yeah. That's a nice comment.
It is.
No, it's nice.
Oh, Survivor Time and Change commented.
Oh.
Or do you guys want to read some
What did they say? Is it a long?
Okay,
it's a long one, I think.
Yeah, actually, it's long. So Survivor Time and Change is like Erin really dug her own grave, which we talked about, But they hate to see her leave since she's hilarious. They're gonna root for Eliza, but so many people in this cast seem like they could win, hoping Megan smiles her way to a final 3. Aww.
Whoa, nice.
That's cute.
Yeah, Eliza's great.
I feel like when we're doing bring back returnees before any actual seasons come out, it's kind of like hard to know the exact reaction. And but I feel like we all kind of knew that people would like Eliza, but like I don't know if we realize like how much people love Eliza. Like I feel like Eliza definitely out of the returnees is like a strong first in terms of how much people are like excited to see her play again. And it's I produced partly I didn't do that much in season 3, but I did see her a little bit, but then I feel like just watching her in season 3 and everything this past year, it's so obvious why people are so drawn to her.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. All right, Jack, you read some. Read some of the ones about you. There's
it's a Discord
one.
A
good amount about you.
Too, yeah.
Let's see.
There's one that compliments your social game a lot, and
Where's that one?
Someone said 15 minutes in and Ben feels like the main character already again. Of course, the oldest dude on the season uses a lantern.
Of course.
That one has 20 likes.
That's funny.
Oh, Dalton Flores said, "Wow, that was something," and that has 32 likes.
Oh.
At Dylan.
Wow. That was something.
So this is a good fan comment. Finally, I can't for the life of me remember what Jack did on his original season. In fact, I barely recognize him. I don't feel bad about this though, since apparently he hates pickles, and that is blasphemy. So we can go as far as I'm concerned. So okay.
Wow.
Oh
we
no.
have a hater in the house. What do you have to say to that?
You know what? I hope you remember me more this season for my, even if it's just pickle hate. I think I came into the season wanting to be remembered more. So, we'll see how that goes.
Jack, I think you were so memorable the first
I know,
season.
but there's just all these.
You're part of everything.
But
with that.
2 idols.
Yeah, but
that leads me to Discord. Discord people were talking about you. They said, did Jack tell people that he found 2 idols, or did he keep that to himself?
Oh,
It's a good question.
You'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of speculating. I say he's keeping that to himself. He'd be a fool to tell anyone he found 2 idols his original season. Yeah, who would tell?
Who would tell that they found 2 idols?
Who would ever
Can you imagine?
And they said Jack out of the returnees is the best spot. Only one from his season, and it won't be aired at the time 4 is recorded. He's also the most threatening if you watch his season. And they're saying, yeah, him and Eliza.
True.
So
you were the biggest threat.
Yeah, but I think I just kind of give off almost that threat energy, because even Tom was able to pick up on it, this first episode. But
yeah.
All right. Well, first episode in the books. I'm excited for the next episode. I honestly don't remember what happens at all.
I remember.
Like, I was loosely following it because of Jack, but I feel like I was kind of removed at this
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's some fun things coming your guys' way.
it's hard when you're off campus to follow, like, remotely.
Yeah. It's just like you have to keep up with all the group memes.
Yeah. No, but this is definitely, it's a very fun season with really great characters, as you can already tell from this first episode. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to keep watching, and yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it. Everyone out there.
Yeah, take
Yep.
some. Oh, I want some bets on what place Jack goes out, or whether he ever goes out.
True.
Absolutely. Comment on this YouTube video. If you guys have any
Yes.
questions you want us to answer in future podcasts, any thoughts, any
Please
predictions, just leave us a comment.
You can tweet us, or you can comment on our Instagram. You can mention us in the Survivor Michigan Discord. That's part of the Reddit Survivor Discord. You can. Are there any other ways to contact us? Do whatever.
There's a lot of ways to contact us.
There are many ways to find us.
You can DM us individually.
I always follow back Survivor Michigan fans. So if you do want to follow me on any social media, I always follow you back at Jack Takes.
Sweet.
Mostly because I just like reading people talk about me because I'm a narcissist. But yeah.
And like you said, if you want to play a chess game, Jack Takes.
That's a serious open invitation on chess.com or on Lee Chess. I'm on both.
I might play one year.
Oh, let's do it.
I'm not great, but you never know.